you're in the Olympic semi-final. And that's pretty much what made me get up and start to run.
Welcome to Watch Mojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 times injured Olympic athletes actually won.
How could she overcome this extensive injury and do this? And I can just say, I don't know.
For this list, we'll be looking at those amazing moments in Olympic history where a competitor has dug deep and found themselves carried on to victory. Now, we're taking a little liberty with the term won, as a couple of our entrants didn't necessarily gain a medal in their outcome, but certainly would hold the place of won against the injury itself. And let's face it, few, if any of us could have done what they did. Are our picks winners or DQs? Sound off in the comments. Number 10, Katie Glynn, 2012 Summer Olympics. 2012's New Zealand's women's hockey team was a far cry from the one that finished in last place at the 2008 Beijing Olympics.
And it comes in and just dead right down the middle. It's actually a little bit of a touch on, and we may find that the goal may be awarded to number 5. It might be Katie Glynn, who finally does get the award for this New Zealand goal.
The team was overhauled in 2009, with Katie Glynn as the first pick of a new women's team. Having made it to the semi-finals, New Zealand faced off against the Netherlands in a battle that saw Glynn being struck by a wayward stick and needing treatment for a serious head wound.
In the second half, New Zealand's Katie Glynn suffered a nasty head injury. Ellen Hoog clearly didn't realise Glynn was standing so close.
5 staples and 2 sutures later, Glynn returned to the pitch and completed the game, which was won by the Netherlands in a penalty shootout.
It's Hoog. And she slots it home. The Netherlands are through to the gold medal game, courtesy of the shootout.
Whilst the bronze would be claimed in the following game by home team Great Britain, many look at this moment of Glynn's performance as that of a champion's. Number 9, Andreas Toba, 2016 Summer Olympics. The anterior cruciate ligament is one of the main ligaments when it comes to bending the knee. Should you tear this particular fibrous connective tissue, then you can forget about running or jumping, and even walking will become excruciatingly difficult. But despite German gymnast Andreas Toba doing just this in his left knee during his floor routine for Rio 2016's Games,
Erste Bahn, Andreas Toba.
somehow the German team were able to place for the gymnastics event after he went back on to complete his pommel horse routine. A torn ACL has been known to end athletes' careers, yet Toba was somehow able to complete an intricate display with one. Number 8, Manteo Mitchell, 2012 Summer Olympics. Sometimes an event's hero is not the one that you see on the podium, and few may encapsulate that idea more than sprinter Manteo Mitchell.
Manteo Mitchell opens up for the United States. He will hand over to Joshua Mance and then Tony McQuay and Bryson Nell.
Halfway through his part of the 4x400 meter relay heats for the 2012 London Games, the American felt his left leg click and a bad pain course through his body. No pun intended.
The Dane Hyatt for Jamaica outside him. So they really separated.
However, without an ounce of quit in him, Mitchell dug deep and found the drive to complete his part and ensured the U.S. had a qualifying time for an event that they would go on to make it to the podium. The nasty click he heard? A broken left fibula bone.
It felt like jello, honestly, and every step the rest of the way was just the most excruciating pain ever. It's still hard to believe to this point. I cannot believe I ran as fast as I did with a broken bone. It's still unreal to me.
And most of us can't even walk with a fractured toe, let alone an entire leg. Number 7, Derek Redmond, 1992 Summer Olympics. For many, Barcelona 92 is largely forgotten, but for one moment.
But the most famous thing that I'm known for is actually not finishing a race, and it's for the race in Barcelona.
Within the men's 400-meter final, viewers around the world were united behind more than a team, but also one injured athlete. Just over halfway through the 400 meters semi-final event, the British favorite fell to his knee from what was later confirmed as a career-ending torn hamstring, the muscle that runs all the way down the back of the leg. But the image of Derek Redmond hoisting himself up, limping on, and then carried over the finish line by his own father to a standing ovation because Derek had to finish his race has become nothing short of historic. Number 6, Kerri Strug, 1996 Summer Olympics. Torn ligaments are painful injuries to deal with at the easiest of times, but for Olympic gymnast Kerri Strug, it had to be ignored. When her U.S. teammate left the vault having just missed the 9.4 needed to win the gold, it was down to Strug's remaining 2 attempts to secure the top medal.
Just like Moceanu, she couldn't stick the landing. The bad news didn't end there. Strug had heard a snap.
When she limped back after falling during her first attempt, something had clearly gone very wrong. Strug knew that she had to land her second attempt as she made her way to the starting position. Her second landing involved the slightest of touchdown on both feet, and then a hop to the uninjured one to stay upright. Her efforts carried the team to gold at Atlanta 1996. Number 5. Kate Richardson-Walsh, 2012 Summer Olympics. Olympic field hockey captain Kate Richardson-Walsh could have certainly cursed her luck during London 2012 qualifiers on home turf when a wayward Japanese team member's hockey stick caught her right on the cheek and fractured her jaw. But the Brit is made of tougher stuff, it seems. Though she was taken off the pitch, she was back on after only missing a few games for surgery, and then subsequently helped her team secure bronze.
But third place went to a delighted Great Britain team. The results: New Zealand 1, Great Britain 3.
While she had to have metal inserted into her jaw as a result of the injury, she would probably argue it was a small price to pay for victory.
And you personally have been on quite a journey, haven't you, this game? How are you feeling now?
I don't think it's going to hit me for a couple of weeks, to be honest. I think I've been so focused on our job that I don't think I've thought about anything other than the next game, recovery, and the next game after that.
Number 4. Greg Louganis, 1988 Summer Olympics. It's arguable that this wouldn't have been allowed during events played in modern times, but during the Seoul 1988 Games, Greg Louganis managed to win a gold medal despite having a concussion.
Greg Louganis should be a household name for every reason, except the reason that he is a household name.
This wasn't an underlying condition that the diver had when climbing upon the board either. It had occurred about a half hour before his perfect dive won him through the preliminaries when an imperfect dive put his crown on a collision course with the plank. Leaving the pool area for 35 minutes gave doctors a chance to stitch him up and confirm a concussion diagnosis, after which Louganis mustered the strength to win and dive down to new depths.
Louganis still won gold in Seoul that year. Cyclists get back in the saddle, riders get back on the horse. As a diver, Louganis got back on the springboard.
Number 3. Shun Fujimoto, 1976 Summer Olympics. If you look up the definition of fortitude in the dictionary, it should be accompanied by a photo of Shun Fujimoto.
Also, I wanted to continue our gymnastic success, so all I did was focus on competing. Therefore, I didn't do anything special.
The retired Japanese gymnast who was inducted into the International Gymnastics Hall of Fame in 2017 famously competed in the Montreal 1976 Games and led his country's gymnastics team to gold. His own contributions included a 9.5 and a 9.7 on the pommel horse, and still rings respectively. Oh, and did we mention that this was with a broken knee?
He might not have realized that his right leg was broken at the knee, but he was aware that his team was in a tight battle with the Soviets for the gold medal.
Having already injured his right leg on the floor event, his perseverance to continue ended in a dislocation of the patella, but a slim margin ahead of silver medalists in the Soviet Union.
I wanted to find out how much my body could endure, but thinking back over it, I'd probably think hard before doing the same thing again.
Number 2. Petra Madic, 2010 Winter Olympics. It isn't certain which person came up with the idea that Chuck Norris can do everything, but Slovenian Petra Madic would give him a run for his money.
It was just about trying.
Crash was so strong and injury is so big that we tried to stop her.
I said, nah, the story is not finished yet.
Indeed, after the Vancouver 2010 Games, the phrase, "when Chuck Norris can't go on, Petra Madic perseveres," was coined as a testament to the cross-country skier's iron will. After falling 10 feet onto rocks, sustaining a pneumothorax during the warm-ups and breaking 5 ribs, which x-rays failed to show, Madic returned to the track and made it to the semifinals. That fear would be incredible enough, but during the event, a broken rib pierced a lung, causing severe injury. But the story wasn't over for Madic, who carried on and secured herself a bronze medal in the event.
Ladies and gentlemen, the bronze medalist representing Slovenia, Petra Majdic.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications.
Number 1. Kurt Angle, 1996 Summer Olympics. Former WWE champion Kurt Angle's Olympic career was often spoken about during his professional wrestling career.
He's the most celebrated real athlete, right? That's what we're told. He is a blue chipper, no doubt about that.
As sports entertainment requires its personalities to embellish the truth somewhat to fit the narrative, you could be forgiven for thinking this was scripted. However, it's true. It's damn true. In fact, not only is he a bona fide Olympic gold medalist, but he did actually win the men's freestyle 100 kilograms with, as he calls it, a broken freaking neck.
And right when I landed, my neck cracked and crunched. I was in excruciating pain. My arms went completely numb. I couldn't feel either arm. And it was really, really difficult.
During the trials, Angle fractured 2 of his cervical vertebrae, herniated 2 more, and severely pulled his neck muscles, an injury that could have paralyzed him. The wrestling machine powered through the whole event, securing gold for the U.S. team.
Do you agree with our picks? Check out this other recent clip from WatchMojo, and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.